Here we are again, third grade, end of Module 3 review test for number 3, possibly 4. We'll see if we can do them both with Mrs. Heathcote. That's me. Number 3. After dinner, the friends notice a shoe sale. Compare the crossed out prices to the new sale prices. If all sale prices are calculated in the same way, what would the sale price be on an item that originally cost $28? Use words and equations to explain how you know. So really try to take a minute here and reread the problem, pause the video, see if you can do it on your own without me. Okay? All right, welcome back. Let's look. So we're looking for a pattern to try to figure out how 12 became 3. So it got smaller, so I know I'm going to either subtract or divide. And then how did 20 become 5? How did 36 become 9? How did 4 become 1? And then what does 28 become? And they have a question mark, but we're going to change that to a letter. Let's see here. How about P for price, right? For our new price. So remember that we've talked about this. When you were in kindergarten, they gave you a box, and that's what you used to fill in your answer. Then when you got to first and second grade, they would give you just a line instead. And then now that we're in third grade, they're actually asking you to put a letter in there. So I'm going to use D for discount. So what is our number that we could divide by to get all these answers? So 4 divided by D equals 1. This is a nice one to start with. You can also change it to its fact family. 1 times what equals 4, right? And you can use the box, or you can think of it like a line, or you can think of it like a variable, like a D, a letter. So you should know that D is going to equal 4 then, because 1 times 4 equals 4. And now we're going to go check and see if that works for all of these. So 4 divided by 4 equals 1. 36 divided by 4 equals 9. 20 divided by 4 equals 5. And 12 divided by 4 equals 3. So then we need to know what 28 divided by 4 equals. So ways to do that, you could take a tape diagram with 4 boxes and then just put dots in them until you got to 28. So let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, they're not drawing correctly. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. And then I just count how many are in one box. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So P equals 7. All right. And then we have a word problem. So we need a word answer, right? So let's go ahead and reread. It says, if all the sale prices are calculated the same way, that's why we had to divide by 4 for all of them, what would the sale price be on an item that originally cost $28? Perfect. The sale price would be $7, right? On an item that originally cost 28. Notice that I really use those words that they use in their question. what would the sale price be on an item that originally cost $28? And then I have used words and equations, right? There's an equation. These are all equations to explain how I know. Okay? Feel free to pause and look it over. I'm going to go on to number 4. All right. Number 4 says, this one gets pretty complicated. It's got a lot of steps, so be patient with yourself, okay? A shopkeeper in the shoe store arranges the boxed sets of shoes as shown to the right. If each box contains 8 pairs of shoes, how many pair of shoes are there? So you want to be thinking that inside this box, there are 8 more boxes of shoes, right? So if each box contains 8 pair of shoes, how many pairs of shoes are there? So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? There would be 8 in that box. And 8 in that one, and 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 that one. I love that they already have the boxes for us. We need to write an equation using a letter to represent the unknown, then solve, and explain how you know your answer is reasonable. And I'll try to talk about that word when we're done. All right, so my equation is going to be 8 times the number of boxes. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 boxes. 8 times 9 equals, and then what would you like to use for our letter? I don't like to use S for shoes because an S and a 5 will often get mixed up. So I try not to use S. Let's do N, and we'll pretend they're all Nikes, okay? So N for Nike. So we've got 8 times 9. If you know your times tables, then you can just know that N equals 72. Or we can use that strategy of, I don't know how many there would be for 9, but I know that 8 times 10, right? If there were one more box, that would be 80. But then somebody would yell at me and say, Miss Heathcote, there weren't 10 boxes. There were only 8. There were only 9. So then I go 80 minus 8, right? Because I crossed out the 8 there, and that equals 72. So to write it, it says, how many pairs of shoes are there? So I can write there are 72 pairs of shoes. I really wish I had a better way to write on here. Yeah, there we go. All right, now let's talk about this part. It says, explain how you know your answer is reasonable. So that means, how do I know that it's not like 742 pairs of shoes? Or how do I know it's not 16 pair of shoes? So we're going to say, I know my answer is reasonable because 8 times 9 and 8 times 10 are close. And 72 and 80 are close. Wow, I really ran out of room. All right. Yeah, so by taking that estimate, pretending that we had 10 boxes, really helps us estimate that 80 is close to 9 times 8. All right, let's go look at parts B and C. B, Bob figures out how many pairs of shoes are in the arrangement. His work is shown below. Explain Bob's strategy. Oh, wow, this is going to be helpful because he used the same strategy we did. So to explain it, I'm going to write Bob decided, right, 8 times 10 to use 8 times 10 instead of 9 times 10, sorry, ooh, that was terrible. Instead of 8 times 9, please forgive me. Bob decided to use 8 times 10 instead of 8 times 9. Why do you think he did that? Right? Because multiplying by tens is easier, right? But there weren't 10 boxes, comma, only 9. So he subtracted one set of 8 shoes, right? Because they didn't have the 10 boxes, they only had the 8. Sorry, only had the 9 boxes. So he had to subtract the 8 shoes that would have been in that extra box, okay? Excuse me. If that doesn't make sense, go back and look at how we did letter A, because we really did use this exact strategy, okay? C. In the shoe store, Bob buys 2 packages of stickers. Each package contains 2 bundles of 5 stickers each. That is really confusing, so I would like to draw a picture of that after we finish the question. His friend buys 4 packages of stickers. Each package contains 5 stickers. Explain how the equation below shows how Bob and his friend buy the same number of stickers. All right, so let's start by drawing a picture. Bob buys 2 packages of stickers. Cool, there's 1 pack, there's 1 pack. But each pack contains 2 bundles with 5 each. So 5 in that bundle, 5 in that bundle, 5 there, and 5 there, right? So we can count, and we know that that's 5, 10, 15, 20 stickers. His friend buys 4 packages of stickers. Well, let's draw a picture of his friend's stickers. 1, 2, 3, 4. Each package contains 5 stickers for his friend. Well, look, we know that that also equals 20 stickers because it goes 5, 10, 15, 20 also. The question says, explain how the equation below shows how Bob and his friend buy the same number of stickers. So we can look at this 4 times 5, and that definitely relates to this. We had 4 boxes or 4 packages times 5 stickers each equals 20. Now Bob's side is a little more complicated. He bought 2 packages, right? But with 2 sets in each package with 5 altogether. Notice that 2 times 2 still equals 4, so you get 4 times 5 that way also, right? Which would be the same 4 times 5 we have here, which is still 20. I think the picture should be enough to explain, but you might, you should also add a sentence, right? I'm going to erase all this so that I have room to write a sentence, maybe. All right, think about how we want our sentence to go. All right. Explain how the equation below shows Bob and his friend buy the same amount of stickers. Okay, so the equation shows they buy the same amount because, and then you can arrange the parentheses 2 times 2 times 5 equals 4 times 5. And then let's put our parentheses in. And you can write is the same as 4 times 5 equals 4 times 5, right? I like how these lined up on top of each other. That really shows your teacher that you understand it, that it's going in line together. Okay? I also think drawing the pictures would be really helpful to show your teacher that you understand it correctly, okay? You know that the numbers on your test will always be different than the numbers on my test. I wish you the best of luck.